If you implement what I'm going to be sharing with you in this book, your law firm will definitely become more profitable.
While RJon was away, Team RJon came to play. Well, the cat's out of the bag now, folks, but we're still here bringing you our favorite and most importantly, actionable insights to RJon's newest book, Profit First for Lawyers. We're going to help you accelerate your law firm's growth so that you can experience more profit in every aspect of your life. We're also going to be providing some behind-the-scenes footage at what it's really like to work with RJon Robbins. So, put your BS aside for the next few minutes and put yourself, your family, your firm, and your profit first. Welcome back to another episode of the Profit First for Lawyers podcast. I'm your host, Karli, and today we're turning the spotlight on you. Thank you so much for sticking with us this season and for all of your comments and your feedback. As we gear up to wrap up season 1, can you believe we're here already? We wanted to give a call back to our very first episode. So in our first episode, we heard RJon say that he wrote this book to be a rallying cry for entrepreneurially minded small law firm owners everywhere, just like you. And he made some promises about the benefits you would see, in plain English, no hedge words, flat out, that would begin to show up in your law firms and your lives as soon as you put these things into practice. Now, if you've read the book, and of course, by now, you've all read the book, right? You know that RJon threw his time and effort, energy, and belief in your fullest potential into these pages. So today, we're going to play a clip from RJon where he lays out his promise to you, and then we're going to show you some clips from real lawyers who have put his advice into practice and are currently reaping the rewards and that peace of mind. First, here's RJon. Let's roll the clip.
If you implement what I'm going to be sharing with you in this book, your law firm will definitely become more profitable. You will feel more confidence, and you will begin to experience the unique satisfaction that comes from being able to put more of the revenue collected by your law firm into your own personal bank account reliably every month, every quarter, year after year after year. These are my promises to you as author and narrator, to you, the reader. You'll notice I use the word will throughout this paragraph above. No hedge words. I promise you, these desirable effects will begin to show up in your law firm and in your life as soon as you put into action, and of course, in proportion to the effort you expend taking action on the causes that I'm going to be explaining in plain English for you throughout this book.
No hedge words. And the proof is in the pudding. So here are some lawyers who began to see the results in their personal lives as soon as they took this plunge. So, Catherine, how has your life improved, or how has your life changed since implementing Profit First accounting principles?
For one thing, I have $20,000 in an account that I would not have had if I hadn't done that.
Yes.
Which is really amazing that like such a small thing can accumulate to something like that. My husband and I feel so much more secure and so much more in control. And like for the first time in my life, I feel like it's actually possible to have that 3 months of living expenses, which always seemed like, who has 3 months of living expenses? But that's all it took. It was really, amazing.
We think through the decisions more, and then the results come in as a result of that.
Oh, I love that so much. Has it improved anything? Do you have any stories of maybe some benefits that you've seen?
Sure. We've have more income, but also more time for us and to raise this little baby.
I think the way I think about it is if I'm not first, then I can't be helping anyone else. So, in paying ourselves first, I get that out of the way, and now I know what I need to make to help everybody else.
I love that. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. Did you have any specific type of fear or trepidation when you decided to start?
Yes, absolutely. It was when I had a CEO, and I was worried about, I had like 3 months, I think it was on a maternity leave. I wasn't paying myself, and she told me, she's like, don't pay yourself. That's the first person you need to pay. And so after I started doing that, I was always scared that I wasn't going to be able to make payroll, but on the contrary, I started making more money after doing that.
That's fantastic. Now, if you don't know your exact numbers or percentages, that is A-okay. Can you ballpark it for me about how much have your numbers changed since implementing Profit First?
Okay.
Or how much have you grown? Maybe that's a better way to phrase it.
Yeah. So I would say about 4 times.
Oh, wow.
Yes. 4 times in revenue.
That is amazing.
How has your life changed since implementing Profit First accounting principles?
I have more profit. It's nice to have money. Actually, in all seriousness, like, my firm shrank in terms of gross revenue, but I've also been able to transition from having like a $1.4 million business that was losing money to like 600,000 that's making money. Like, I just celebrated my 3rd month in a row of profit.
Hey! Is that pretty unusual?
So when I was doing the much larger firm with expenses out of control, yeah, I mean, I would be bringing in well into the 6 figures of gross revenue, but spending it as fast as it came in.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's the point of building a gross revenue if you're not going to actually get to keep at least a decent portion of it?
That makes sense to me. So how has your personal life improved since implementing Profit First?
It's pretty good.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well, let's see. I'm seeing my kids more. I actually completely shut down my office because I decided I didn't need it. So I'm working from home now. I'm seeing my kids more. I have lunch with my kids every day.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I love it too, and so do my kids.
Now, RJon talks a lot about this kind of profit, the kind that transforms the quality of your life by letting you spend your time where you really want to. The kind of profit that gives you freedom to live your life more on your own terms. Now let's dive back in. Here are some more lawyers talking about the impact Profit First has made in their lives.
So how has your life changed since implementing Profit First?
I've got more money in the bank, which makes me very happy.
Love it when that happens. Has it made a major difference in your law firm and in your life?
It has made more of a difference in my personal life. My business is doing very, 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 very well right now because of HTM. So for me, the bigger payoff is that I see more and more and more money going into my personal account, and that's something I've strived for a very long time.
In the very beginning, I opened up my accounts, and one of the things we decided to do while we were bringing in our gross income was to put a portion of it aside first, hence Profit First for us. And then we get to make decisions what to do with that money in case we have problems, in case we want to invest it in marketing, in case we want to do something with it that we see as an opportunity. So that's why we do it.
Last year, before I joined HTM, I was like around $800,000 as to my gross revenue. And then I went, within 6 months, I went to the 1.8. Now I'm currently in the run of 2.5.
Oh my gosh, Hilda!
Yeah.
Heck yeah! Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing!
Thank you.
I implemented that about 4 years ago, and it's very structured. I have like 6 or 7 bank accounts. We have a reserve account, we have a profit account, we have a marketing account, and every time we distribute money, each account gets what it needs, so the business gets what it needs, and I get what I need as the owner.
So once you start thinking about what you want to profit from your firm, you start really reevaluating what is it that you need to do in your firm to make sure that your profits are first. So that really helps you to kind of laser focus yourself about what is it that you need to be doing, what you need to be cutting, and taking care of yourself versus taking care of others first.
I really like this perspective because things don't need to be complicated or convoluted to work for you. And in fact, I would venture to say that most things work best when they are straightforward and when they're structured with a plan or a guide that you can follow through on. Okay, so here are even more lawyers talking about this. Like, folks, if you think that I had to do a lot of vetting and editing to get these interviews, I didn't. Every lawyer that I spoke with that follows Profit First accounting principles had a positive result to share. Just like RJon promised, right? No hedge words. Folks, these principles work. So let's roll the next clip.
Absolutely. I'm getting money that I wasn't getting before. It's a good thing.
Have you gotten to do anything fun with that money being in the account yet?
I recently traveled to Dubai Had an awesome time. Gave myself a vacation, one that I'd always been wanting to take.
So basically my life has changed because I can see basically a strong future ahead of me. All right. So I've got my profit already set aside, I've got my tax money already set aside, and I basically have peace of mind knowing that I'm covered.
I love that. Do you have any stories or cool things that you've been able to do now that you've had that Profit First account set aside?
Yeah, so basically we got a new vehicle, which we used our profit account to do that. So it was a great use of it. And yeah, we love it.
So I have been using Profit First for 5.5 years, and it has completely freed up my life and helped my business. And now I use the Profit First account to do things like do a remodel of our house and to save for my daughter's college education. So it's like I have a 5-year plan of where every quarter check is going, so we can improve our lives.
And that's the mic drop I'm going to end this segment on today. As we get closer and closer to our season finale, 2 episodes away, what I really want you to take away from this episode today and from the podcast in general is that you can do it, and you should. And not only should you do it at some amorphous point in the future, you should get started right now.
What advice would you give for law firm owners who are just looking into Profit First accounting principles?
I would say go ahead and do it. If nothing else, start with the profit account, right? Like there's a lot that they'll have in the book that you should do. I think the profit account is the most important one. And if nothing else, you can at least start that and you've got something implemented.
You got to do it. You got to take care of yourself first. Otherwise, resentment builds up, other things build up, and you start to feel that you're sacrificing and being a martyr, and that does not do your firm or you any good.
I think they should highly consider knowing that they need to pay themselves first, and be prepared to know that their thoughts about where they're making money and what their accountants are doing for them are not always in their best interest.
That to make it a priority, profit first, no matter what, set it aside and it will change your mind and it will just blow your bank accounts in a good way.
And that's what we've got for you today, folks. I hope this episode has not only given you some actionable insights, but that it's also gotten you fired up to have some success stories of your own. If you've already gotten started, I'd love to hear your success stories. Please send them my way at podcast@profitfirstforlawyers.com. Stay tuned next time for the last interview of the season. We're going to speak with the author of Profit First and the co-founder of Profit First Professionals, Mike Michalowicz. You are not going to want to miss this one, folks. I'll see you there. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Profit First for Lawyers. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, tell a friend. And buy your copy of the book at profitfirstforlawyers.com. Your future self will thank you for it. And we will see you next time.